Hey, welcome back. I just wanted to share my list of movies today that I think have spooky vibes, but also are romantic kind of love stories involved in the plot line. So these are really good movies to watch at Valloween time, which is right now. So get on that. The way I chose the movies are, it's most of them are horror movies, but the plot line has a lot of romantic themes, or like the characters are in love, or they're gonna get together, or they're gonna get torn apart, what have you. So that's kind of like how I decided what made and didn't make my list. I personally really love this combination because I like rom-coms. But obviously it's a lot better when the subject matter and the setting is spooky and has some other stuff going on as well. Then it's less dry, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna start with one of my favorite movies of all time, Bride of Chucky. So Bride of Chucky is the fourth installment in the Child's Play series, the original Child's Play series. It's been a minute since I've seen this one, so that'll probably be my number one go-to this year. This is where they introduce Tiffany, which is Charles Lee Ray's girlfriend or fiance, depending how you look at it. Charles Lee Ray, if you haven't seen Child's Play, is the killer that is possessing Chucky the doll. Chucky's personality comes out a lot more in this movie, and it was also the first time I was introduced to Jennifer Tilly, who's now one of my favorite actresses of all time. The next one on my list is the namesake of Bride of Chucky, and that is Bride of Frankenstein. Now, if you actually watch this movie, there's the monster's bride, who you think will be the star of the movie, is not in it as long as one might think. So there's not as many romantic aspects to this one, but it's more about Dr. Frankenstein and his engagement and how it kind of parallels the monster's romance. This one, it's been quite a while since I've seen this one. It's also a little more on the satirical, funny side, which is really different for a movie from that time. It's one of my favorite spooky love stories. And as you can see, I use these guys as my bedroom decor, so we don't forget whose side of the bed is whose. This next one's really special to me because I also read the book, and it is my favorite book of all time, and that is Bram Stoker's Dracula. So the one I'm talking about is the one from the 90s with Queen Winona Ryder. So she plays Dracula's love interest, and obviously Gary Oldman is Dracula in this one. And this movie is very similar to the book in the way that it plays out, but what you do get more of in the movie is more of a romance between Dracula and Mina, whereas in the book it wasn't as prevalent. But I really liked that they changed that for the movie and kind of, gave it something else to watch. Gives you something else to watch, gives you that romantic plot line apart from the main plot line, which is them hunting down Dracula and all that. The next two are Guillermo del Toro movies. Probably know which ones I'm gonna say. The first one is Crimson Peak. As far as the romance goes in Crimson Peak, the romance is a little strange, and just watch it. Just watch it. This one's a ghost movie about a couple that get married and move to the guy's mansion, and the location of the mansion is Crimson Peak, but then it turns out that it's haunted. So she keeps seeing all these different ghosts, and she's trying to figure out who they are, what's going on. Meanwhile, a new relationship, and then some other stuff too. I don't want to give it away. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Also, a weird love story is Shape of Water. This one I didn't realize it was going to be a love story. I just thought it was kind of be about the monster. So he's like a Gillman type creature from the Black Lagoon monster, and he gets taken into captivity, and then this woman works at saving him from the people doing experiments on him and stuff. So yeah, it takes a romantic turn, which I didn't expect. But it's a very beautiful movie. I love all his movies. They're so great. Okay, I have two Tim Burton movies now. This one, I was gonna make a spooky Christmas list, but I don't know. Christmas just came and went. And so now it's gonna be on this list. So the first one is Edward Scissorhands. So this one I also think is a Christmas movie because the last scene takes place at Christmas time and there's a Christmas tree and all that stuff, and that equals Christmas movie to me. So spooky vibes, Tim Burton, Edward Scissorhands. And then there's that romantic plotline with Winona Ryder's character. Again, Winona Ryder. So yeah, this one's, less scary and more cute. But if you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen that one. Next one is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is about a haunted house with all these crazy ghosts, and again, it's more of a comedy because it is Tim Burton, but the main characters are a married couple that died together, and they're kind of navigating that afterlife situation together, and there's, shenanigans. So yeah, there's that romantic aspect to it, which is super cute. The next two I wanted to put on my Halloween list, so if you go back and watch my Halloween list, these two I wanted to put on there. So the first one is Addams Family, part 1 and 2. So in the first movie, you have Gomez and Morticia as the main romantic interest, and in part 2, Wednesday starts experimenting with relationships and that kind of thing. So yeah, in the first one, I especially like to watch around Halloween because that one also takes place, has like Halloween scenes and whatnot. The second one I mostly like to watch in the summer though, because it's in summer camp, so it's summer vibes. Next is Practical Magic. This one is very much like rom-com vibes, or like, this one has romance movie vibes, but they're witches and there's murder and necromancy, but it's also very like 90s love story at the same time. It's pretty amazing how it just kind of all blends together, like all this stuff I love in one movie. So Practical Magic is like perfect Valloween movie. Okay, this one was on my Halloween list, which I'm also putting on this one, which is May. And I'm not gonna get into the plot line again because if you haven't seen it, just like don't even watch a trailer, just go watch it. It is so weird and creepy and gory, but it's also like, it's very strange, and if I explain it too much, it'll give it away. This one's on the list because May, the main character, explores different relationships, and she explores relationships with men and women, and it has more diversity that way. But this one's also very much about the struggles she experiences, like she wants to have that relationship with somebody and it's just not working out. So yeah, there's just those frustrations that I'm sure we've all dealt with, but she doesn't take it too well. So go watch that one. Next one is The Mummy Part 1 and 2 with Brendan Fraser. So naturally, it's about a mummy. It's in Egypt. Him and his wife, Rachel Weisz, they are fighting the mummy together. So it's very romantic. They're on this adventure together, and it's kind of like bringing them together, making them a stronger couple and all that. So yeah, it's sweet. It is a spooky movie, and it isn't. It might just depend on how you look at it, but I wanted to put Legend on the list because that's one of my favorite ones that I've watched since I was a kid. Tim Curry is just like so spooky in that movie. That's like my favorite role he's ever been in. He looks like his devil costume is just, the prosthetics just look so great. So this one, if you haven't seen it, it's an older one. It's about a very young Tom Cruise falling in love with a princess, and Tom Cruise advises the princess that you're not supposed to touch a unicorn or else all hell will break loose. And guess what? She touches the unicorn and all hell breaks loose. So Tim Curry, playing the devil, takes her away and turns into this it's an adventure fantasy movie, but it's also like a weird, messed up love triangle situation. So what did you put on your list? Please add to my list if I missed something. I'm sure I did. Hopefully I've given you some ideas to keep your Valentine's Day spooky. What are your thoughts on Valentine's Day? I personally really like Valentine's Day. I always have, single or not, like way before I started even dating, like super into Valentine's Day. But I'm loving this whole Valloween train that's going on the internet, so it's a good time. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.